everybody. How are you? So, this is going to be a general reading for both Leo and Virgo for January 2025. All the readings that I do are timeless, so it can resonate for you before January and definitely after January. All right. But yes, everyone is welcome, regardless of where you may have Leo or Virgo in your chart. So I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure that our sound is good, and that we're going live publicly. So sound is good. Next, we'll check that we are going public live as well, because for some reason it always changes the privacy setting for me, even though I always change it back. So there we go. All right, so I think that's good. And then I will just set like a little general timer after we've done the sound bowl and once we get started, just so I kind of know what time it is while we're doing the reading, or how much time we've been in the reading, is what I meant to say. So anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and start our sound bell here. So a great way to clear energy for you to take a couple deep breaths if you feel guided, for me to check back in with my guides as well, and also to clear energy from the bones and charms from the previous reading. All right, so if you're sensitive to sound, you can feel free to kind of temporarily turn it down while I'm doing the sound bell, or even while I'm shuffling or shaking the bones and charms in a little bit, because it does get pretty loud. Okay. So anyway, thank you guys for your understanding, and again, everyone is welcome. Happy New Year, by the way, too. So yes. All right, so let's go ahead and start here for Leo for January 2025. All right, guys. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Leo, the lion, for January 2025, for their highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Leo, the lion, for their highest good. For January 2025, spirits, guide my hands. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that was all tangled up there. Okay, let's do a little bit more here. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Leo, the lion, for their highest good for January. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo for January. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Leo. All right, that was quick. Okay, we've got a couple that kind of fell over here, so I'm just gonna kind of bring them back up to the mat here. Doesn't change what it means. It'll just be so you guys can see stuff more clearly. You'll see it better too when I bring the camera down in just a second, guys. So bear with me for a moment. But yes, everything that falls on the white part of the mat, that is past energy in those individual sections that you'll see with the dotted lines in a few moments. And I'm flipping over the bones and charms that I can, that won't disturb anything else. Just so, again, when we take the camera down, it's like saves time and we can see things more clearly. I'm gonna leave that like that. All right, almost there. It's real gentle. Okay. I don't want to mess stuff up here the way it was. Okay. Now I'm gonna stop. All right. We're going to take our picture that I will be posting after the live is done, on my Facebook page. So for some people, if they want to look at it again later, it'll be there. Okay. So now let's figure out here, Leo, where they want me to start this reading, because it's different for every reading. Okay, so last thing, and then we'll take the camera closer. All right, so spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Leo. Where would you like me to start this Leo reading? Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Leo reading? All right, they want it right here. Okay. So I'll use my pen to kind of point there, but it's right in body and mental health section. Okay. So that is what we will do. All right. So now let me get the camera for you guys. Okay. So we'll kind of start just in that like bird's eye view. So you can kind of generally see where stuff is for a moment. Okay. But you have, Leo, a lot of stuff that wants to be talked about here in the past that we'll go into in a little bit. Excuse me, I can get some more water here. But basically, majority of your bones and charms this time are in work and money and spiritual unconscious. That could be because that's where spirit wants you to focus more. Okay, doesn't mean that things aren't happening in the other sections like relationships and love and body and mental health, but I would say generally whatever it is that you are doing here or someone else's, right? Multiple people, general environment, situation, whatever you come to this reading for, continue to do it that way, or that person should continue to do that way, or the energy should, continue to flow in that way, because over here is really where spirit wants you to focus on. But with that being said, we are going to focus on where spirit told me to start. Okay, and this is your body and mental health section. Okay, so we will go over this stuff on the sides in a few minutes, but right here, okay, is where they specifically wanted me to start. Here, Leo, we've got the listening bells. They're kind of flipped upside down, but hopefully you can see at least one of them, right? But that's your listening bells. And then you have those two raccoon penis bones that are on the outside of the listening bells. And I'm turning the camera around for a second so you can just kind of see that in each section, if you're new or if you haven't been here in a while, let me turn that down. There's like little designs on the mat, right? So here's a person meditating. We got a cross and spiritual unconscious. We got the money symbol and money and work. We've got love and relationships and love, okay? But sometimes where things fall, oh, hold on. That's probably better. Okay. Where things fall on that little figure that's meditating can tell us about something within the health or energetically in the chakras, right? And again, I'm not a doctor, so always consult an actual doctor, okay? But here it's like these little the raccoon penis bones are giving me this vibe of almost like surgical instruments, okay? But it's not a bad thing. It's nothing to freak out about because the listening bells are in between them, and then there's some other stuff that we'll get to over here. But it's more vibrationally, okay, like not actually surgery, right? um, it's like if we look at this, this would be the left side of someone's body, okay? So you may feel, or someone may feel like something on the left side of their body as like a sensation or a tingling or something, and that could be like some type of message, okay? If you think about it too, like our heart, right, is on the left side of our body. Wait, no, is that right? I always get that confused. Yes, it is. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. So it could have something to do with the heart, okay? Either physically or mentally, or just more like the heart chakra, even, okay? Because again, I'm not a doctor and this is a general reading, okay? But what I really see it is almost like there is some type of message because it does cross over into the spiritual unconscious over here. So I feel like whatever this tingling sensation or this listening for this message within the body and the mental, I feel like it's coming more from the spiritual unconscious, or again, even like the sorry guys, I'm turned around, or even the heart chakra, okay? So this could have something. Let me go back to kind of, I'm all turned around. Let me go back to where we were. Okay. So now that you know that's a figure meditating, just stay with me. Okay. So that's the left side of the body, right? So the other thing that's in between these two raccoon penis bones, what this message may be about, okay, has something possibly to do with the home, because that's the chair inside of there. Okay. If I kind of slide it out, hopefully you guys can see that. So this could be about, well, where do I feel at home in my body, in my mind, or someone else's, or the general environment situation, okay? But it also could have something to do with like, where do I find freedom, okay, in my body and in my mind, and how that may bring me back to a sense of home here, because Pegasus, the winged horse, is on the other side and it was touching the chair, okay? Now, we're talking about all these things, even though it's in spiritual unconscious, things that cross these dotted lines of all the different sections have to be applied to both. Okay, so we're still in body and mental, but just wanted to say that. Okay, now if we turn this sideways, okay, this is the snake vertebrae, okay, the backbone. So it can represent our support systems, okay? It could represent, in particular, because it's a snake, right? Could represent change within our support systems and maybe how that relates to somebody's body and mental health here, okay? Um, I see also energetically and overall, remember we said the least amount of bones and charms is in these two sections this reading. So generally, whatever it is that you or someone else is doing, continue to do it because Spirit wants you focus more on those other areas. But there is some type of possible wish or group of wishes showing up here. There's a lot of abundant energy as well with the money bags. Um, there's a lot of flexibility here with someone's overall health with the dog ankle bone showing up. There's also a lot of manifesting energy um, with that raccoon claw there, okay? Um, and also, there is like something that maybe started here in the past that's still going on in the future, current, present energies with your environment or someone's environment um, that could be affecting their health or your health. Back in the past, with both of these teeth here, one is a human teeth bone, the other one is a bobcat tooth. And then with the baby downwards facing here, and this is again all past energy, okay? It's like unconsciously or something about the dreams being important or getting enough sleep being important. This was heavy on someone's mind or in their environment in terms of their health. It could also be that this has something to do with your children or someone else's children or just like a childlike energy. But it's really like putting an emphasis on sleeping, getting enough rest, receiving messages about someone's health, body and mental health, when you're sleeping or when someone else is sleeping, okay? So someone was thinking a lot about that in the past and trying to figure it out. Now, if we go this way again, talking about stuff that's still on the line here, and then also goes a little bit into the past because they're all touching each other, so they have to kind of be talked about, right? And this one we can pull out and flip over. I think it's the mountain charm. Yes, it is. Okay. So we have the balance scales here. Okay, so Libra energy could have something to do with the Libra or during Libra season, or maybe like a clue about something where you may have Libra in your chart or someone else. Or if you put all that zodiac stuff aside, it's just really about, well, where do we find balance and equal give and take within our health so we can feel again more at home with that chair there in the body and the mind, because there are some challenges here, okay, with that mountain charm that was on top. And this could have something to do, because they're all touching, with some type of irresponsibility energy, okay? Whether this is you or someone else here, Leo, or just an energy, it's showing up, okay? So not being as responsible in terms of the body or their mental health here, okay? Maybe this started a little bit in the past because it is half on the white part of the mat, okay? Um, but yeah, that's just kind of what is showing up here in your body and mental health part of the reading, okay? So these other things I'm not going to talk about because they're not touching. Even that's not touching. It's very close, but it's not touching. So the rest we'll save for that part of the reading, okay? So now I want to go into your relationships and love section here, okay? Because that's kind of how Spirit wanted to do it, all right? And so there's not, again, a whole lot in this section. It doesn't mean that there doesn't still need to be work done, or doesn't mean that things aren't happening. It just means Spirit wants you to focus more on those other areas when we'll get to it, okay? So here I can see, Leo, a lot of good luck in relationships and love. Now if I move that over just so you can see the words, right? This is all types of relationships. So it's self-love. The first relationship with yourself is the most important, right? And then it's romantic love, it's friends and family, platonic love. It's all the types of love and relationships, okay? So lots of good luck here. Someone may be chewing over and digesting, thinking about all this good luck here with that human tooth bone over there. There could have something to do at this time here, Leo, with travel, okay, with the ship charm here. It could have something to do in one of your relationships or all of your relationships. If it's not actual travel, it could be something about being near water or over water. And then if we look back here, we also see the elephant. So this could have something to do at this time with memories, okay, of relationships, one relationship or all of them or whatever it is. And that kind of affects the whole environment, right? So that spider and spider web was right on the line. We talked about it over there with health, but it also applies to relationships. Okay. So that could be that, like, maybe something happened in your relationship environment or someone else's in the past that then carries on into the future, current, present energies that make someone go over some type of memories here, that may have something to do with travel or being near water, but it doesn't have to be. But again, look at all that good luck, okay, showing up here. Now, there's a couple things, only two or three, that are on the line that also apply to relationships, okay? So here I can see, Leo, we've got the broom, okay? So this is my symbol, one of my symbols for clearing and cleansing, and then it's really close to but not touching the yin and the yang symbol. So balance, okay? So again, all this good luck in the relationship section, but there could also be a need to still clear something or cleanse something so we can have more balance in our relationships with ourselves and others. Now, the other thing that's also touching, that's right on the line here, is that frog, okay? So this is some type of leap of faith energy, okay, that perhaps is going to happen or needs to happen in one relationship or multiple relationships with yourself and others, okay? But those are like the main things that I'm picking up in terms of your relationship section this time, okay? Now, very interestingly here, Leo, there's nothing really in your main circle. So there's like a little tiny bit of the wishbone that we'll talk about, the turkey wishbone. But normally, if something falls in that center circle that intersects all the different sections, then it applies to everything. But the only thing that was like very lightly touching is that turkey wishbone. So let's go ahead. Also, let me flip this seashell here real quickly. It doesn't want to stay facing that way. There we go. All right. So what is inside the turkey wishbone, all right, is feminine energy, okay? So perhaps one of the overall themes for this reading here, Leo, for you or someone else, multiple people, general environment situation, is wishing for higher vibrational feminine energy, which would be being more gentle, more soft, and more receiving. That's a stereotype of higher vibrational frequency. One way to say it. Okay, we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. So take that how that may resonate for you, but that's the only thing in the center circle that can be applied to all the different areas. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about this section next, your work and money section, or your finances are being valued. Okay, because we talked a little bit about what was in the line in the other section. Now we'll do it here. But before we get to that, there's a whole lot in the past that needs to be talked about as well. Okay, so let's start over here. All right. So here, Leo, we have one of the skulls in your reading. So I have two in my kit. So where a skull is at is can tell you where someone's mind is at or where it will be. Okay. So they're both in the busiest sections in work and money and spiritual unconscious, and they're both in the past. So we get that because there's a lot going on. Okay. That needs to be talked about. Spirit wants to talk about these things. So here, okay, in this past energy, this could have something to do with the Capricorn here, Leo, or during Capricorn season, or where you may have Capricorn in your chart or someone else's may give a clue. Or it has nothing to do with any of that zodiac frequency, and it's just really about putting in effort, okay? And this Buckeye was like right on top of, this Buckeye was right on top of the horns, okay? So Capricorn energy, okay, also as a stereotype, is this hardworking earth, slow moving energy, okay? So it's about the goat going up the mountain, and if they fall over, they're really gonna get back up if they're okay, and they're gonna keep going up difficult pathways. Sorry, let me turn that down. There's a commercial on the ambient music in the background. So if we are like not giving up and we have that really resilient, beautiful, hardworking Capricorn energy, then of course that Capricorn energy is going to bring in a lot of abundance, okay? At work or with the work, the money, the finances are being valued. So that was on someone's mind in the past, okay? Or that energy was just showing up in general. Now it doesn't want to lay on top of the horns, but that's all right. Okay. Now, as we go this way, Leo, your spiritual team is showing up here really strongly, and they wanted to bring, or they did bring, some type of peaceful energy here in the past in terms of your work or money finances are being valued. So the skeleton hand is one of my symbols for passed on loved ones, friends, family, um, and also can be spirit guides, guardian angels, etc. So this raccoon claw that's pointing, its nail is pointing into the skeleton hand, which is then touching the peace doves. It's like your spiritual team in the past wanted, okay, this peaceful energy for you at work or with the money or the finances. So that's really beautiful. Now, if we follow that dotted line, and I'm just going to kind of leave it there so we can see what's in this section, what's right on the line, and all those things, because it extends outwards, right? Beyond the mat. I just have a small mat. Okay. But this is past energy back here on the white part of the mat. I can also see back here, Leo, that there was maybe something in the past that you didn't have all the information, or somebody wasn't seeing something clearly, if it was a person or you yourself, or just an energy here with the cat's eye. Despite that, though, like there was also a very friendly energy. It could be one friend or a group of friends, okay, or a friendly energy that perhaps brought in some good luck here for you or for someone else. This could also have something to do with a teacher, a mentor, a guide with the apple, or your own leadership qualities, okay? But I do feel in terms of work or money or finances or being valued that in the past, there wasn't a strong enough sense of where you or someone else or the energy finds safety and freedom here, with that ship anchor like all the way out by itself. There's a little bit of a disconnect there. And then also, like what I said was right on the line, is there was a no energy in the past, okay, with that no coin being right on the line where my pen is. So perhaps you said no to someone, or someone said no to you, or it was an energy in general here, Leo, where there was some type of no in terms of work or money or finances, okay? But it's like that was really interestingly connected also to this angel coin. And it could be that this no showed up here in the past because your angels were protecting you or protecting someone else or protecting the energy, because there was a need to focus more on the details here in the past with the strawberry. So this angel coin here, let me just move the pen because it was following the dotted line so you could see that's also an angel, okay, even though it looks kind of more scary and stuff. All right. So that no energy was there because it wasn't the right time for something, perhaps, and there needed to be more focus on going over the details here with something with that strawberry. Now, as we go this way, Leo, and I'm just flipping over the lizard, we have feminine energy that starts in the past and then comes back here into the future, current, present energies. And the feminine energy, like we said before, is that soft, receiving, higher vibrational feminine energy that leads into some beautiful healing that happens with the work or at work or the money or the finances, okay? Um, Now, if we go this way, and I'm just waiting, sorry, for the camera to focus a little bit. Maybe if I stay still for a second. We have the freedom handcuffs here are connected to the coyote claw, which is also touching the alligator claw. And underneath that, if I kind of pull it up and out, okay, is the hummingbird. So it's kind of hiding underneath there. Really interesting. So I feel like here, Leo, you or someone else or the energy is like really wanting to be themselves, really needing to be themselves or feel a sense of freedom here. Okay, because the freedom cuffs is freedom, but the hummingbird, right, flies backwards. They do stuff non traditionally. Most birds fly forwards, but they get the sweetest nectar, right? And they're the fastest bird. So it's like someone or some energy here is bringing good luck around this, but is really striving for and wanting something to do with teamwork here. So it's not just like, oh, well, I want the freedom at work or with the money or the finances are being valued. There's a team working energy here too, and wanting to manifest that. Okay, because the coyote as an animal itself is a pack animal, so working with the pack. Okay, now if we go this way here, Leo, there is also a need to do some cleansing here again. We had the first one here with the broom, cleansing, clearing to get more balance at work or with the money, the finances, and then it's over here again. Another symbol for that is the leaves, right? So the dead leaves fall off of the tree in the winter, so then new leaves can come in, okay, in the spring, summer. So I would say that this clearing and cleansing also has something to possibly do with like ideas that come from past lives, um, that were taught to us, even, okay, from certain family members or whatever it is, or friends, etc., about work, about money, about finances, or being valued. So if you look at poverty mindset, if you already know what that is, and you know, but if you don't know, look up like poverty mindset and overcoming that. That could be something here about that for you, Leo. Because I do also believe that there is some type of leap of faith that is going to happen or needs to happen here, for someone to realize their work and money and finances are being valued dreams, okay, with the dragonfly here and then that frog. Now, if we go this way too, hopefully it'll focus in a second. Anyway, it's like if it's too white, it gets washed out. That is a piece of the whale vertebrae. Okay, so whales are water animals, right? Fire, Leo, you're fire. But any backbone or vertebrae is our support system. So it wasn't on the line, but it was very close there. So your support system at work or with the work, the money, the finances, maybe needs to go with the flow more there, or bring in that again team working energy or working with others. Um, so that's definitely showing up there too. All right. So now as we move in kind of your last section, your busiest one probably out of all of them, right? This time, Leo, is your spiritual unconscious. Okay, is your intuition. Another way to say it is what you feel when you're alone or at night when you're sleeping, right? Um, there's a lot going on here, but it's not bad, right? It could be good and bad, but it's not one or the other. Just a lot of stuff that spirit wants you to focus on, okay, at this time. So I'm going to kind of put my pen back roughly where that dotted line is, so we can kind of start in the past here too, with what's right on the line, and then in this section as well. Okay, so we said before that your other skull is here. We know that someone in the past, their mind was heavy on spiritual matters, okay? So here, Leo, there was a lot of emotions, okay, with the water charm here, emotions about how to find spiritual success, spiritual happiness, right? There was that no energy there, okay, that either you gave to someone or someone gave to you. But because we're talking about it in spiritual unconscious, it could have just come in general, okay, from your spiritual team. That no, okay, whatever that is, that needed to be cut away. And this could have something to do with past lives, okay, with the mermaid here. So the mermaid, oh, very interestingly, I knew it wasn't just the mermaid. The mermaid was sitting on top of the book charm. So, wow. So, past life information from past lives, okay, and how it relates to your spiritual unconscious intuition now. Okay. Um, it was almost like she was guarding it. Did you guys see how she was on top of the book charm there? Um, so there could have been something that felt locked in the past, because remember I said over here too in the other section that sometimes when we get that no, it doesn't mean no for forever, it just means no for right now, for whenever this no happened, because this is again past energy. So there was also masculine energy here. This could have something to do with a Pisces or during Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart. Okay. Or if it's none of those things or all of those things in addition to that, it could also just be, well, where can we go with the flow? These fish, the twin fish, are swimming together. They're going with the tide, not against the tide, right? So they're making things more easy for themselves when they go with the tide. All right. So this past energy here too has a lot of, or had a lot of strength in it, okay? And fiery energy. There's you, Leo the lion, right? When you see your own self in a reading, or depending on where you have Leo in your chart, because you may not be a sun sign Leo, but when you see the Leo symbol, right, that could be you felt more like yourself in the past, spiritually in some way, or someone else did. Um, or it could be still a reference to where else you may have Leo in your chart, or during Leo season of this year, of last year, next year, etc. But this is past, so it could be a past Leo season even. But heavy on the emotions. We have the cup over here too. We have the water charm back there as well. And so in the past, there also maybe started some type of um, like need or evaluation to figure out what is our spiritual diet here with the fork. Okay, so what are we spiritually digesting? What are we unconsciously digesting with the people that we surround ourselves with music we listen to, media, blah, 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 all those things. Okay. Not saying it's not important, just, saying you get what hopefully you get what I'm saying with that. um, there could have also been like new ideas in the past coming in here from some type of family, Leo. So this could be blood family, or it could be whoever you consider your family or your tribe, your group of people, could have helped bring in some new ideas. And this started in the past. This spiritual, unconscious, intuitive transformation also started in the past, because perhaps there was some type of stagnant energy here with someone's goals spiritually, unconsciously. Maybe they, or you or someone else, or the energy was like too reliant on the good luck, and then it became stagnant. Or somebody or some energy, again with this irresponsibility coin, was not responsible spiritually or unconsciously. They weren't trusting their own intuition, or they were using it for their benefit over others, or doing something that was not cool here. Okay. Now, this could have had something to do also with maybe being too proactive in a certain sense in the past with this coyote penis bone here, too aggressive, because there was and there are still some spiritual unconscious um, challenges here with the mountain coin. The challenges are about possibly to where do we find spiritual unconscious balance. Okay, Libra energy here could have something to do with the Libra, or during Libra season, etc. Or even spiritual unconscious justice, right? Equal give and take. Okay. I just want you to see like actual balance scales. There they are. Right. And something also perhaps to do with freedom. So where can we find freedom, balance, justice, all those things? Where can we also start feeling spiritually unconsciously at home? Where can we feel the spiritual unconscious support here? Remember, these things are on the line, so they apply here as well. So this is the snake vertebrae, our support system, our backbone, right? Where is our spiritual support system perhaps maybe even changing and having some type of evolution with those changes? Okay. So you might have, like, as an example, you might have one spirit guide at one time of your life, then you have another. Okay, you can have multiple all the time, right? But it may change. Like your spirit guides may be different from when you were 5 years old to what they are now. However, right? It's just an example. All right. There is also, we talked about this before because it slightly goes in that main center circle, a spiritual unconscious wish here for some type of feminine energy with that seashell. And then on the other side of it, that wish could have something to do with safety, right? We have the safety pin over here because there is and will be a little bit of spiritual confusion going on here with the cloud. But if you or someone else or the general energy continues to listen here with my listening seashell to where they feel like their North Star is spiritually, unconsciously, if you or someone else or the energy continues to listen, where do I feel spiritually, unconsciously happy with the sun here? Where do I feel spiritually, unconsciously supported here too? Yes, that's my timer letting me know what time it is. Okay. So here with that fish vertebrae, it's our spiritual support system as well. Again, then we have more masculine energy over here with that other coyote penis bone. All right. This is like a lot of stuff going on here, but not bad, right? It's just hard to see, especially with the design on the mat. So I'll get closer and push things out so you can see. A big piece of the puzzle, the spiritual unconscious intuitive puzzle, so to speak, can have something here at this time, Leo, to do with a higher up here with the crown or your own leadership qualities or someone that has more knowledge. There's a need to go slow with this here with the turtle, okay? If we have all these new ideas that started in the past that came from family or a sense of family or who you consider family, new ideas are exciting, but it's also like go slow with them. Saturn is also saying to go slow here. Okay, Earth energy, Capricorn, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. So need to go slow to figure out too what is here, Leo, the individual and community sense with these spiritual new ideas with the honeybee here. Okay. Over time, okay, here with the rope charm being on top of the question mark, over time there's going to be questions, spiritual unconscious questions. That's normal, that's healthy in my opinion. But it's like, where can we plant the seeds with this corn here, planting the right kind of spiritual unconscious seeds for yourself or for someone else or for the general environment situation. So as an example, we're not just going to plant really pretty flowers and things and trees. We're going to plant things that we can eat, okay, that we can spiritually eat. So what are we planting spiritually, unconsciously, that is of substance, that has depth to it, right? So maybe there's a question about that over time, but I think that that's healthy. So go slow with it, right? Don't feel like even if there's all these new ideas that you have to go fast, just go slow, keep asking those questions. That's a good thing. Now, here, with this piece of the armadillo vertebrae being on top of the feather, another vertebrae, another support system, but the armadillo as an animal has this like hard outer shell. So there could be a need or something that needs to be cleansed here about, are we being spiritually unconsciously too hard with something? Remember your overall kind of theme was bringing in this soft receiving feminine energy and generally being softer in some way spiritually, right? Um, so as we continue forward, though, over here we've got the bat, and the bat is lying on top of Cupid there. And on the other side, we've got the bicycle. We have the the key, okay, coming out of underneath the coffin here. So lots of good luck. And the more that we clear and cleanse that hard spiritual unconscious shell, we're going to feel the vibrations of love. That's so beautiful. Oh my God. I love this for you, Leo. There's going to be more movement when we do this too with the bicycle here. This could also have something or referring to spiritual unconscious, astral travel, right? So traveling when you're dreaming, or not even when you're dreaming, but just, astral projection and traveling in the 5D, in this spiritual unconscious, not with your physical body, right? This is kind of what I meant to say. So when someone does this, or the energy shifts like this here, Leo, there's going to be a lot of answers, and it could be that some of these answers come from our spiritual team here with the coffin. So from past loved ones, friends, family, etc., from your spiritual team, like your ancestors, spirit guides, helpers, all those things. Okay, so I love that as well. So yeah, just keep thinking about too throughout this transformation about your individual power and your sense of community power spiritually. Because remember, it was kind of more like that with that honeybee, touching the butterfly that started in the past and then it's also flying into the future, current, present energies. Also, if there was stagnant energy in the past and relying too much about on something about good luck, that our spiritual unconscious intuitive goals and aspirations, and where we pull back that arrow and hit the target, those don't always have to stay the same. Just like, your spirit guides when you were 5 versus now, or can be different, or maybe they're the same. I don't know, but it's okay to want to change those things and bring in those new ideas. This could also have something to do with the Sagittarius, or during Sagittarius season, or where you have Saggy in your chart, etc. But it's really about where we pull back that arrow and find the target. If we follow the arrow, it's kind of going towards the honeybee and going towards the lightning bolt. So that new ideas and working with individual and collective spiritual unconscious themes. Okay, so using our spiritual team of, of things and people and energy that are beyond the veil, that are passed on, or that we can't see. But also, hello, spiritual unconscious team can also be people that are still alive, that you can see. All those things, okay? So just remember to strive for that balance and that sense of freedom when there is maybe some challenges or there's an irresponsibility energy, okay? And keep finding where you feel at home. And the last thing I'll say is, remember, some of you guys be maybe getting, I think it was more like that. Sorry, I'll go this way. Um, Getting something on the left side of the body, like a nudge, okay, from your spiritual team. So that's really cool. And your sense of home, okay? All right. So that is your reading, Leo. I hope some of that made sense, or it will in the future whenever you see this, okay? Or come back to this reading later too if you need to watch it again. Um, but yeah, I will be posting the picture that I took a little bit later too on my Facebook page, Malesea's Magic Light. Um, but yeah, I keep thinking I'm gonna do 2 signs in one reading, and then it just isn't happening, even with my timer and stuff. So I'll change the title of this video to just be Leo. Sorry, guys, and I will come back with Virgo, I promise, in a little bit. So anyway, thank you guys as always for your views, your likes, your shares. I'll just put this camera back up here so I can say bye. And anything else you feel guided to do, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, later Instagram and TikTok. All right, guys, so take care, enjoy this time period, and I will be back in a little while with Virgo. All right, bye.